What do you guys think Chris is doing in the picture?
Is this the ideal retirement life?
Guys, this is too easy.
Pixel 4 and 3. Pixel 4 and 3. Okay, drum roll, drum roll.
Drum roll.
Hello.
Welcome back to another episode of our EGS Podcast, where we engage in our experiences and educate ourselves in the field of environmental sciences. So today, as you can tell, we have a special guest. I think Saajidhah, do you want to introduce yourself first?
Hi, I'm Saji. I'm a year 3 student.
So today our topic will be on the Belum field trip, and it's similar to the Tioman field trip, but we do it in year 3.
Yeah, so basically, the module is called Tropical Ecology. So as you know, it focuses on tropical, and we were split into 3 groups: mammals, river, and people and plants.
If you don't know where Pulau is, it's located in Perak. Secondly, somewhere in the district of Perak. And the purpose of this trip is basically for the year 3s to learn about, as I said, learning about tropical ecology.
What was your expectation before going on this trip?
My expectations for this were quite I would say challenging, and then I was afraid that it would be as if people were listening to the my class. I quite talked about Tioman being expensive, and I was afraid that this project would also be quite challenging and expensive in certain way. So I don't know if I'm able to do it again.
I thought it was going to be similar to Tioman, like how it was packed, like every single minute we have something to do. But then for Belum, we had although when we have to do things, it was pretty intensive. But then after that, we did get breaks and we had time to organize our data and so on. So I think that's really important for us to prepare for our presentation, especially.
I guess I can just add one more while you're talking about data in when we are our studio. So during Tioman, we did data analysis, but we were quite exposed to our studio. So first time I was helping with that. But then for this one, it was us doing it by ourselves. So I guess it's my expectation would be would I suck at art? Would I be good at it or not?
Yeah, it's fair though, because once you don't use art for a while, you kind of lose everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. Saji, just now you mentioned there's 3 teams, 3 different topics.
Yeah.
Maybe we can talk about that because both of you are involved in different lectures.
So my team is about mammals. So first of all, shout out to Hadira and other UMK students for helping our team, and also Dr. Cedric and Asna for leading us. So basically what happened is that was my first ever experience to do camera trapping. We did find some animals through our camera trapping, and legally I'm not allowed to say some of it. But I can say that we found the common deer, macaque, and also a lot of mouses. Surprisingly, actually.
You did not expect that.
Yeah, because we expected a lot of other different animals, but it was every time, oh, it's a rat. It's a rat again.
You guys were actually the first batch that actually found a lot of animals.
I'm not sure if before this, where they have done how deep they hike to place the cameras. But then for us, we ran into the places where there was no human disturbance at all. It was really far, and all of us were actually really exhausted at that time because we didn't expect to go deep inside the island. There were 6 of us, and 3 of us were in the island, and 3 of us went into the land area, and we found more animals in the island because the island has less human disturbance.
Groups that were split into 3 is based on each of the lectures, proposed topics. Some Ecology's team under mammals is under Dr. Sen. For my team and people and plants, it was with Dr. Tekwin. And then for another team, for the Rivers team, it's with Professor Chris. So for my team, people and plants, it's with Dr. Tekwin. To summarize what people and plants did is basically knowing about how people or local communities or the communities in general apply forestry, and especially the Belum Forest is considered one of the largest the rainforest in Malaysia, one of the oldest. It's a part of the complex. Yeah, the complex. Exactly. It was really interesting for us to go inside the forest and hike. Yeah, knowing about different types of trees, animals, etc.
We saw a lantern work together.
Oh, right. Sound like right. Yes. Yeah, a lantern bug, and then you can see like little, very, very big forest ants.
We also heard gibbons.
We heard hornbills, but couldn't see any. And then for people and plants also, we interviewed all the indigenous people and also interviewed like the staff that came.
I want to add something about our team, mammals, that I missed just now. So we had to play Minecraft, by the way, for our assignment.
Dr. Cedric loves.
Yeah, so we had to like train ourselves inside the Minecraft game. We have to place the camera accordingly and then see if we can catch the clouded leopards. And then we had to build our own ecotourism area.
Unfortunately, we didn't have someone for the radio team to tell us what it is, what they actually did. But what I do remember is that we were just trying to decipher whether or not, there's a lot of tree canopy with the temperature of the leopards.
And they also studied about river refugia, trying to see if the animals can escape if there's heat increase in the river.
I was working with Orang Asli. It was quite funny because we're like six members. It was only me and Zisha that was Malaysia. And you have to speak to the fellas. The other four were the
exchange.
Yeah, the exchange students. The exchange students did follow me to the indigenous village and talk to them. And it was quite like ayam like the chicken talking. I think so. That we don't understand, but somehow it's still in the same part.
Should we talk about TRCRC? Like we got to plant the tulang gading.
It was TRCRC not forgetting first, the one that we did, and then for my group we did a plant.
The one on Saturday went on all the way. So that one is
with Ladangling Foundation.
okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stakeholders involved. Yeah, we were going in depth with TRCRC for Belum because TRCRC helped us connect the people and plants, like especially on the plant side because we did a tree census with them also, and then TRCRC also had like very, very close relationship with the indigenous people. Yeah, so and then we helped TRCRC and Pulau Foundation, which is a foundation that is quite closely related to the MPJs, our conservation space, help them to replant digital crop species of what I'm mistaken. Yeah.
We have a special segment today. It's called Guess the Picture. Saji and Darin will show us a picture. And then there's 4 options to guess what is going on in the picture. And we have some people behind the camera also. So we'll play this together. Yay! Take it away, guys.
Chilling together after a long day of hiking, chatting about the economic and political state of the world right now.
Shout out, Jaden.
Asking him about his experience living in indigenous village or staring at a random man.
Guys, this is too easy. I feel like it's the indigenous one because I see Darin here and she's in like the plants and people.
Oh, you know that's me? It's quite obvious, huh?
I think
it looks like.
I think that's you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is me.
What does the crowd think? See.
See.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Nice one.
Yeah, is that one?
Okay.
Second
Okay.
picture.
Wait.
Wait. Okay, that's it.
It's okay.
Question 2. Our question is, what is she doing in this picture?
I think I should just add, that's Hadira, the one I mentioned in the earlier just now. A, she's calibrating the field monitoring tag. B, she's taking a photo of Caltes versicolor.
It's a type of lizard, if I'm not mistaken. C, she's playing hide and seek with the Jahai kids. Jahai kids is one of the Orang Asli like communities. And then the last option is she's setting up a camera trap.
I think it's the camera trap.
It makes sense though, like calibrating.
Calibrating.
It looks like it's set up already. You
That's
can
true.
just go in and like open and check on it.
Okay, that makes sense. But I'll go with D.
D, are you going with D?
Yeah, we can have different answers, right?
People at the back. Camera trap. Okay. The real answer is 1, 2, 3.
Camera
D.
trap.
Yeah, so it's camera trapping. Yeah. So this is for Mammal's team lah. Doesn't it cost like 10 ringgit?
I'm not sure actually about the cost, but actually we had 30 cameras, by the way, 31 to be exact, and every single one we had to install like 4 or 8 batteries and then put SD card, and then at the last day or before we had to take it out. So it was like that was really something serious. Sometimes like the battery just runs out and nothing recorded. So like you hike all that out for nothing. Yeah. I forgot to mention another thing. One of our camera was destroyed by an animal that we don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bigfoot.
Assumptions?
Like you guys
Sun
actually
bear.
don't know.
People are saying elephant maybe like
Oh.
because someone was saying that sometimes elephants destroy the camera. They hate the camera. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I went to the Sun Bear Conservation Center, they set up camera traps in forests nearby that they release their bears to, and then they had to go back to do maintenance work. But then it's been there for like months, but the battery is still like 100%.
Oh yeah, because I guess theirs is like
Different
different,
price-
like really
price
weird,
point.
different
Yeah.
tax bracket, guys.
Different budget, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next picture.
Next picture. That's Takwin.
Darin.
Right.
Context. That is Dr. Takwin Lim.
Shit. Okay.
If you guys know who Dr. Takwin is, it's like it's a normal occurrence for him to be doing this, honestly. Our question would be, what is he actually doing in this photo? Okay, so first option, he was pretending to be Tarzan.
Okay.
Second option, he was demonstrating that the vine can hold his weight. Saji?
Third option is attempting to test the strength of a tree vine. And last option is chasing a dusky leaf monkey.
I think it's the weight, like he's trying to demonstrate that he can hold his weight.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
But chasing monkey would be interesting.
He would be
Honestly.
attempting to
think
be Tarzan though. You guys may not know.
That's true.
Oh.
But dusky leaves, they are quite fast and tiny. So I don't think he's trying to do that.
Interesting.
Okay,
So-
what does the team
Yeah,
think?
what does the team thinks behind the camera?
What's the market?
4. The monkey.
Monkey.
What all of this? Math.
Chasing the dusky
the
leaf monkey.
What's all your answers?
Okay.
Second.
Oh, wait, what?
Second is
1. Tarzan.
Yes.
So we
Oh,
have 1,
Tarzan.
2, 3, and 4.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the host is Ethan is attempting to be Tarzan, and then
Yes.
Yushan.
The holding the weight.
Okay. The real answer is. Ding, 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 ding. He was trying to demonstrate that the vine can hold his weight. Yeah. So most of you got it correct. Yeah. So to give context, the vine is called Tetrastigma liana. So it has kind of like a inside of the vine, sort of like a bit of water, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, if anybody's watching this, can Google it. And yeah, but this was a picture, but I have a video of him like literally like that while on top, because he was like trying to see whether or not that he would fall with the vine, but it didn't. So he was like, "Oh my god, this vine can hold my weight." Yeah, something like that.
That's really cool though.
Interesting.
Okay, last picture. Ding, 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 ding.
Can I say?
Okay. Yes.
What do you guys think Chris is doing in the picture?
Is this the ideal retirement life?
Pondering. He might be sondering too.
Bird watching.
Okay, so for this one, there's 5 options.
Okay.
So first, he's hiding from his students.
Okay.
Second option, bird watching for a blue-rumped parrot.
It's kind of specific.
Third is he was trying to cosplay to his students as Sir Isaac Newton. And then he was actually thinking about the two-way interaction between biota and physical habitats in Belum streams and rivers.
That sounds
And
legit.
lastly,
It's all of the above.
All of the above.
All of the above. This is like when you don't know the answer, you just circle. All of the above.
I feel like it's all of the above.
Makes sense, yeah.
It's a really good photo though, I might say. Maybe like the students asked him, what were you doing? And then he gave like 10 different examples. And then I feel like he would say that. And then he's just like move on
Makes sense.
with his day.
Makes sense.
any verdict from you guys?
Okay.
Mix of 4 and 3. Mix of 4 and 3.
Drum roll, drum roll. Drum roll.
All of the above.
That's what I'm saying. Actually, what's the story behind this?
Wait, you say it's all of the above, no?
No?
I asked you just now.
Huh?
Oh, really? No, I asked you.
It's actually the very, very long one, thinking about the two-way interaction between birdlife and physical habitats in Belum streams and rivers. Yeah.
Well played.
He could be bird watching, but we don't really know. I doubt so. Yeah.
Maybe he wants to be away from the students.
I guess
Needs
that
a break.
was part of it, if I'm not mistaken. Like 30% of his time being there because he looked like
That's
he
a
hated
story.
us. I'm kidding. No. But like for the rivers team, they were quite extensive because they had to like stand under the sun and in the river for like the whole day. So
Usually, the
the
last group always comes back.
and they're
to
always
our place.
like wet, out of the river. And I guess you could be quite overwhelmed, especially as a lecturer, when your students are like, oh, are we doing this the right way? Are we doing a right thing with this one, etc., etc. So maybe he could be hiding from his students. That's a maybe, but yeah. And while I was talking to the rivers team, their objectives kind of changed over time. Like they didn't have a set objectives throughout the field trip. So yeah, maybe he was thinking, oh, how can I make this simpler or easier for them to talk about in their presentation? Yeah. Yeah, so that's it for the segment. Yay!
I think we should resume back
To the podcast.
Okay, so now that we've kind of established how the social was like, what is one memorable moment that you had throughout the 560s and Belum?
Actually, not really related to the fieldwork itself, but it's more of part of the experience. So at the accommodation, the makcik and pakcik that were providing us food every single day, right? First day, I think they provided coffee, if I'm not mistaken, and I cannot drink coffee. So I asked them if they have Milo for me to make myself. And then the next day, that's what they served. Yeah. And it was
Milo was lost in the world first.
Well, so yeah, everyone loved it. It was so good. And then even like the days after, they kept like, oh, take this, eat this, that. I literally felt like I was at home. Yeah.
So when your grandma like gets you all the time.
Darin?
I feel like the whole trip is memorable. Like it's the whole highlight. To be funny, to be like some goofy. I guess the one that Dr. Takwin climbed the vine because that was so unexpected.
Yeah.
Because he didn't like really tell us what he was doing. Suddenly, I was like looking at my surroundings, and suddenly I see him up, not on the ground. So I was like, whoa, And then after that, he explained what he was doing. So I was like, oh, okay. I guess that's the most memorable one. If people were to ask me like how Belum was, I guess it would be like goofy, funny, goofy.
He's a running over.
Yeah.
Unhinged.
Yeah.
We did just pass a few of like we were not supposed to go.
Yeah. They didn't because he wanted to prove a point that they didn't maintain the area. It's actually near Animal Crossing. Yeah.
The next kind of question that I have is, what have you learned from this trip? And if you would recommend it to the year twos?
Yes, take the model. Why?
What? Yeah.
Because it's fun. It's really fun. It's a different setting from Tioman. Like in Tioman, it's like, oh, it's beach, it's an island area, but this is also considered like an island.
Islamic State was an
Island area. But this was just so you can see hornbills, you can see dusky-leaved monkeys, The work, I would say, is like not quite extensive as Tioman, because Tioman we were doing not only our field work, but we had outside of the field work activities as well, So that was quite tiring. But this one is like, oh, you'll be fine. And also like you can choose which topic that you want.
Yeah.
And have your own, you have your own freedom under which lecturer, and then you work really, really closely with the lecturer. And I guess that kind of correlates to what I have learned from this field trip, because in year 1 and year 2, I did not actually really interact that close with Takwin. So during this field trip, I did interact very close with Takwin, and I was like, oh, this is how one of our lecturers are like, this is how he works. And then
with the exchange students and then with my classmate as well, with Zishuan, what I've learned is that togetherness, working together in order to like achieve our objectives in our project. Yeah, that's what I learned. What about you?
So Darin covered the module part, so I'll skip to more like detailed part to like applicable to where we're gonna take the mammal group. So first of all, wear a good leash sock. Yeah, honestly, because so one of my friends, she got like 2 leeches and she didn't realize the second one until she showered and she was bleeding.
Hiba?
Yeah.
Oh, she was bleeding.
Yeah, but yeah. And then like we literally like after showering, we were like, please check like is there any more leash? She actually wore leash socks. I didn't wear and I didn't get any, but she got. So like just invest like in a good one, and then mosquito spray. It really stinks so bad. And then also bring like 2 water bottles, honestly. Yeah, that's like my advice on like more for your body part. Yeah.
I think Sajid covered her advice for anyone who wants to take this module. How about Darin? Yeah, if someone were to take the module, what advice would you give?
Oh, okay. I think maybe just like prepare yourself, like focus on when they brief you, like you have to kind of know what you want to do and like how you would do it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that was. And also like, yeah, pay attention. Because it's not like quite extensive. I wouldn't be like, oh my God, you have to prepare like a helmet in case like a fruit falls on your head and break your skull open or something like that. No,
It's just 1 week course. And then you have to make a 1K report. That's it.
Yeah.
Report. That's it.
And a presentation?
Yeah, and
the presentation, yeah. I guess advice would be like, do well for your presentation.
Just do well for your presentation.
Just that's it.
So that's all we have for Belum. And this episode is actually really special because it's actually our last episode of the semester. Yeah, and it's also Darin's last episode as a host because she's graduating. Well, what do you have to say?
Like my last final words before I... Okay, I would say no amount of gratitude that I would explain to like all the people behind the team. Thank you so much, all the producers, the creative directors, the editing team, literally everyone. It wouldn't happen without you guys, putting up all of these. I wish like people could see how I see behind the camera, how they give their responses. So I would say thank you to them first and foremost. And then I would say to anyone tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in until the end. I hope that I was okay as a host. I wouldn't say I'm the best, but do forgive me. Do forgive me for any of my wrongdoings if I said something wrong, if I offended anyone. But yeah, thank you so much. This has been a great experience for me. My last year, I did a podcast. I wouldn't believe that, if you told me like last year, I would be like, Darin, you'll be doing a podcast. I'd be like, you're insane. No, but
He's one of the podcast bros.
Yeah, I'm one of the podcast bros.
Yeah, so very, very interesting experience for me. And again, thank you.
Okay, how about Sajid? Do you want to say anything?
So this is my first and last podcast. And yeah, same like Darin. Hopefully I'll also like graduate this year. And
Inshallah.
As the president for the EGS Student Media, I would really like to show my gratitude towards everyone in the team, including committee and the volunteers, everyone that is involved. And I didn't expect when we first started interviewing people to be in our team, like all this setup, I was just like I thought it's just gonna be like content creation. So like I didn't really expect it to be this big. So yeah, good job everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you all for tuning in. That's all we have for today's episode.
Remember to follow EGS Student Media on YouTube and Spotify for more episodes.
Bye.